everyone, welcome back to another episode of IMAX 3D Reviews. Today we are talking about the long-awaited, long-anticipated Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This movie has a lot of emotion in it, and it fixed basically all the issues with the last several Marvel movies. It is very serious, it is not very jokey, it is cohesive and well-rounded. Everyone is giving their absolute all. You can really feel they put all of their effort and eggs into this basket to make this the absolute mic drop that Phase 4 of the MCU has needed. It is no secret that the MCU has been under a lot of controversy ever since the start of Phase 4, and recently it has been ramping up. What with the treatment of VFX studios, which honestly has been going on since before the MCU grew big, so that's a whole conversation in and of itself. But you also had the critical disappointments that were Doctor Strange and Thor 4, along with the Disney Plus shows. But this came along and said, you know what, the MCU still has it, and when they really try and they really put all their effort into it, they can really come up with something special. This may be one of my new favorite MCU movies, and I may end up going to see this again in 4DX this time. There's a lot of water in this movie, so I'm expecting to be splashed in the face a lot. What's the story here? America has used this college student's invention in order to track vibranium, because the rest of the world still really wants this stuff because of how powerful it is. But Wakanda still doesn't want to give it up because they're like, you guys won't be able to handle it, you will blow yourselves up, and that is not going to be good for anybody. However, when they finally do come across vibranium, it is near the hidden city of Talokan, which is run by Namor. Namor is not happy about this, and he doesn't want anyone to know that they're there. He blames Wakandans for it and demands that Wakanda hand over the scientist that invented the machine so that they can kill the scientist, who ends up being a young girl named Riri Williams, who of course is Ironheart. Now, if the superheroes having to protect a young girl from the supervillain from killing her is familiar to you, that's because that is also the plot of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. However, this movie handles it way better, and I feel like Namor is actually one of Marvel's strongest villains because of how understandable he is, and you really do see things from his perspective. And the movie takes time to show you everything that he is fighting for and why he's fighting for it so vehemently. It's not just evil for the sake of evil or selfish reasons. Like, he really genuinely cares about his people, and he's trying to keep them safe and hidden at all costs because he knows what will happen if people find him. Now, granted, these people are very technologically advanced themselves. In fact, they have these bombs that explode water and can drown people. They're really cool, especially in 3D, which we'll get to in just a moment. So I'm not really sure why he's scared of the surface people, because one, there's no way they could even reach his city with the technology that they have. I mean, I guess they have the one suit that Shuri wears to get down there, but still, I feel like the Talokanians could probably protect themselves pretty well if the surface world decided to invade them. Him and Queen Ramonda butt heads over this, and eventually it all comes to a head when he faces off against Wakanda, and Wakanda, or specifically Shuri, has to make a choice. Is she going to kill Namor, or is she going to show him mercy? Everyone in this movie acted their ass off. Like, damn, these are some of the best performances we've seen out of the MCU. There is a lot of emotion, a lot of fierce intensity in these performances, and everyone just brought their A game. It is one of the most engaging Marvel movies, and honestly, I didn't really have any expectations going in, but if I could describe this movie with a single word, it would probably be cool. This is a very cool movie. It is very well shot and designed and acted. Everything about it is great. The VFX are incredible. You can tell that this is where they put all their VFX artists. They were like, we need to make sure this one just absolutely blows people away. It was stunning. And I think that this is going to bring in a lot of people back to the MCU. I know a lot of people are really iffy on it because the last two movies weren't that great, and honestly, Phase 4 really hasn't been super spectacular because just so much stuff being shoved down our throats. Now that it seems like they're kind of starting to get their groove back, at least with this movie, the next step should be slowing down the amount of content that they're bombarding everybody with, because oh my god, it's crazy. But that is not a conversation for this video. But what is a conversation for this video is the 3D. I saw this in IMAX 3D, and the 3D was pretty okay. There were several shots that were deep, and there were slow motion shots which looked great in 3D, and the water exploding bombs looked really cool in 3D. There was at least one that I can think of moment where I flinched. I was like, oh my gosh, that was crazy. The shots looking off of boats are really deep, but nothing that was super crazy. As far as 3D in the MCU for Phase 4, I would say that Shang-Chi and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness have been the best so far. This movie's 3D was just okay. The stunning visuals and everything else, it's just a solid experience. It's a very beautiful movie. It is very emotional. It is very powerful. They finally got their shit together with this one. And I'm happy to say that I can actually recommend going to see this. Thank you guys for checking this video out. I really appreciate all the support. Strange World comes out soon, so I'll see that in 3D. We have Avatar 2 coming out. We have a few more 3D movies coming out for the end of this year. And I will be here to cover all of them. See you guys later.